Is it morning already? Wow, that was probably one of the worst night sleeps I've ever had. I even want to know what was in that sedative to still give me such a headache. No, I didn't think I'd want to know. Well, thank you for asking. My head still hurts a little, but I was grateful to have a human bed rather than sleeping on the cold, hard stone floor, but still did not necessarily sleep super well. I suppose that's to be expected. What do you mean? Well, I mean, if you've already prepared breakfast, that's fine, but if it's not something I can eat, I can make my own. Well, as you may imagine, I'm not the best cook by any stretch of the imagination. I never really had to cook for myself much. So, what I did learn, I learned for the enjoyment of it all. But I can prepare a fair amount of food that I can eat. However, if you already have, then there's no point in wasting the effort, in my opinion. Oh, are you sure? No, of course. I'd be very grateful to get out of the formal ball gown and wear something a little more comfortable. If you already have something that is a little more casual, of course I would be most grateful to be able to change. Would you rather I changed before breakfast or after? Alright. Point me in the correct direction and I will change before breakfast. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Alright, all changed. How do I look? Thank you. That's very kind. Oh, this looks delicious. No one told me that dragons could be such good cooks. Oh. I wasn't expecting you to get my chair for me still in dragon form. Or even in human form, if I'm honest with you. But I do appreciate it all the same. Someone hasn't totally forgotten their manners. Although, I will say, putting a sedative in my drink with the intention to kidnap me has, made me somewhat less than willing to continue referring to you as a friend? Perhaps more acquaintance or something along those lines. I've not decided yet. I'd like it if we could still try to be friends while I'm here, but if that's not something you are interested in, then I will understand. Of course. We can wait and see what may or may not change between the two of us while I'm here. Anyway, shall we dine? All right. May I ask you a question? Thank you. You said my father had his knights slay your sibling and had you banished from the kingdom. So why kidnap me to get back at him? Why not just swoop down, shatter the stained glass windows beside his throne, and dispose of him? A magical barrier? What kind of magical barrier can keep a dragon out of a whole kingdom? I can't imagine there are any humans in all the realms that are strong enough for that. Dragon magic is inherently too powerful, isn't it? Should you not be able to shatter the barrier? Well, if you truly can't, I don't know either. What might be strong enough to fuel that barrier for all these years? Besides another dragon. But if there was one still in my kingdom, I think I would have heard rumors about it by now. I don't know what else to say either. Perhaps that will be something revealed in time. I certainly hope so, for both of our sakes. So, have you thought about the consequences of all this? Are you not at all concerned that my father will send his knights after you when he discovers that you were the one who stole me away from the ball? I understand that you're stronger now than you were back when my father had you removed from his lands. But so is he. He's not some entitled, newly minted, too young king anymore. You said yourself, it's been nearly 40 years. He's established himself, cultivated power and influence the way nobles do. I understand. What he did was deplorable, and dragons live so long that 40 years is next to nothing. I understand that you think you can take his knights. I've watched them train my entire life, and perhaps you could. I can't make any guarantees. But despite the situation I find myself in, I feel the need to warn you about the possibility that you're in over your head. My father does not like to be toyed with. I don't blame you for kidnapping me to get back at him. if it felt like the only way to even do so. What he did was something that warrants revenge. Taking someone who means something to him because he took someone who meant something to you. It makes sense. You just need to know how badly it might come back to bite you. Of course it sounds like I'm trying to talk my way out of here, to convince you to let me go. I'm a captive thousands of feet in the air. But I genuinely would hate to see you injured, or worse, needlessly. After trying to take justice for his actions decades before I was even born. Do whatever you feel is necessary. Keep me here as long as you think you must, but know that someone will come attempt to rescue me sooner rather than later. My father has neglected me for years since my mother's passing, but he doesn't like others taking his things, including one magic-inclined daughter. Even if he doesn't care about me as much as my brother, he'll send his best to retrieve me. To teach you a lesson about leaving his belongings alone. I'd rather not see that happen to you. Because, despite everything, you don't seem to be as bad as most of my tutors always made dragons out to be. So, I'm trying to give you fair warning and perhaps optimize your chances of survival with this encounter. Perhaps I'm severely overestimating my father or underestimating you. I don't think I have the information necessary to make an accurate judgment at this particular juncture. I'm just trying to avoid further violence and bloodshed. I'd rather that. No, I don't want to see you injured. Of course, Your Grace. I am very well aware of what you've done to me by kidnapping me and bringing me here. But that doesn't mean I wish senseless violence upon you. I don't wish senseless violence upon anyone, to be frank. Well, perhaps this is something that we can continue to work through together. Yes? All right. Shall we finish our breakfast then? Thank you.